Hi, this is Kim with Mom's Creative Moments. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do another single page layout for the holidays. It could easily be made into a double page spread, and I don't know, I might make it into a double page spread. We'll have to see how this turns out. But this layout is actually could be used for those of you who celebrate Christmas or those of you who celebrate Hanukkah, which I'm probably not saying correctly. I know I've heard it's pronounced different ways, but with that holiday in mind, since it is just beginning for this year, I thought it might be nice to do a couple of layouts that are kind of focused more on that holiday for the season. So if you are a Hanukkah celebrating person, then hopefully this will be helpful for you. And if not, then it, as I said before, can easily be translated into a Christmas holiday layout as well. Let's check out my workspace and get started. It's going to be fun. Alright, so this is my workspace for today, and this layout should come together very quickly. This is not a difficult one, especially since if you were able to take advantage of the Black Friday bundle that got you this cool new flame punch, which actually can be used for a lot of different things, raindrops and various splashes and different things like that, but it works great for flames. If you don't have this, you can certainly make the flames the way Sachi recommended in this layout. This layout was designed on our CM blog by Sachiyo Omitsu. She's super creative and I love her designs. And this is from a couple years ago, back in 2021. I just thought it might be fun to try it again, especially since it gives us an opportunity to use the flame punch that just came out. So this is our fifth layout of the season, and I'm looking forward to getting this one done for you. So let me go ahead and get started. I'll let you know what I have on my desk here and where it came from. I just have I have a 12 by 12 sheet of navy cardstock. I have a couple of papers here that are from Joy to the World. This is a tone on tone, the gold stripe from Joy to the World. This is the black, blue, navy gingham with the gold ornaments on the back. That's all from Joy to the World. This, however, this particular paper right here is from Seasonal Sightings, and it has the polka dots on the back. It's the more orangey of the red tones from that tone on tone pack from Seasonal Sightings. And then this one goes all the way back to a paper pack we had quite a long time ago. And I happened to find, as I was searching for papers, called Season's Greetings, and this came out in 2018. So if you have Season's Greetings, then you will likely have this cool quilted pattern, which I'm going to use today in this layout. If you don't, that's fine. Just choose 3 of your favorite patterned papers to use as our background for our candles in this layout. So you're not going to see a whole lot of it, but you will see an outline of the shape and the color. So I'm also using this laser cut border, which came from Joy to the World, and you can use this one or you can make your own. I kind of made my own just using some embellishments from one of the paper packs, and I just pulled out a branch. This was a laser cut border that was two-sided, as you can see, and I added a couple of embellishments to it to make it a little bit similar to this one. So you can get creative and do that. I had for those of you who are celebrating Christmas rather than Hanukkah, I also added the little snow globe with the church inside of it here, which kind of makes it look a little bit more like a mantle piece. So you know, you can get creative and put whatever you'd like on your mantle if you want, or you can use this one if you have this one available. All right, so I'm just going to set that one to the side because we won't get to that for a little bit. And I have some scraps of red and green here also, which I'll tell you about when we get that far. But for right now, we are going, oh, I beg your pardon, I also have some white shimmer paper on the table, and you are definitely going to need white shimmer paper. So make sure you have some of that. Okay, so the navy is going to be our base sheet for this, and we're going to use this sheet in a unique way that we haven't done for a while. So I'm going to grab my trimmer, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take 1/4 of an inch off of this piece right here, this gold striped piece. Okay, so I'm taking 1/4 of an inch from both sides. So 1/4 of an inch, then rotate it 1/4 of a turn, and take another 1/4 of an inch, so that then you have an 11 3/4 inch square. Then what you are going to do is we're going to, with the stripes horizontal like this, we're going to cut 3.5 inches from this 11 3/4 inch square. Okay, so we should have 2 pieces that look like that. This is 3.5 inches wide, and the remainder of our 11 3/4 inch piece. Okay, so let me show you what we're going to do. We're going to take the 3.5 inch piece and adhere it to our navy cardstock. Okay, so we're just going to allow about 1/8 of an inch all the way around that gold stripe. Okay, then we're going to take this top piece and we're going to put adhesive on the gold stripe side because we're going to flip it. Okay, so we're going to flip it right on over and adhere it to the top. Oops, my adhesive got away from me. We're going to adhere it right to the top of the gold stripe down here at the bottom. Okay, make both of those meet, and you should end up with a similar border all the way around your page. Okay, so that's first. Now we're going to make some candles. So I'm going to set this aside and grab my other colored papers and grab my trimmer and grab one other thing. There we go. Okay, so we are going to cut this first paper. We're going to cut into, is going to be our quilted patterned paper. And the quilted patterned paper, we're going to cut a piece that measures 5 by 4. So I'm going to cut a piece that measures 4 inches, and then we're going to turn it, and we're going to measure this at 5 inches. So 5 inches goes down here. I'm using my measurements at the bottom mostly so that I'm not having to reach across my table to show you a measurement. Okay, so here is our 5 by 4 piece. That's going to be our first candle. Then we're going to have our second candle be from the gingham. And our gingham is going to measure 4.5 by 6.5. So I'm going to measure a 4.5 and cut and then I'm going to turn it and measure 6.5, which I know you can't see it, but that's roughly 6.5, rather than getting my arm out. Okay, so there's that one. Then we're going to take this remaining piece of red paper and I'm going to cut it so that my candle has all the different variations in it rather than the other way around. We're not going to see much of them. Well, we're only going to see them on the side. So it really won't look too terribly different. So this one I'm going to cut at 3.5 by 5. So I'm going to come in here at 3.5. Set that over there and going to trim this off at 5 inches. Okay, so those are our 3 candles that we're going to do. And then I'm going to grab my white shimmer paper. And the first one I'm going to cut from the white shimmer paper is going to be 3 1/4, which this is already basically 3 1/4. It's just a little shy, but not much. So I'm going to go ahead and use it. So 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. That's going to be the center of that one. And then I have another scrap of white shimmer here. And this one we are going to cut 2 pieces from. We're going to cut one that is 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. So I'm going to first cut the 4 1/4, which is going to be this way. 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. So I'm going to come up here so I can use my 6 that's sticking out and know that that's roughly 6 1/4. And I'm not gonna worry about bringing my arm out to prove it, because I think that's pretty close. All right, then the third one that we need is going to be 4 3/4 by 3 3/4. So 4 3/4 is going to be there. 4 3/4. And then we're going to turn it and cut it at 3 3/4, which is going to be there. All right, so that one's going to go there. Okay, now we're going to use our corner rounder, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to cut, or I'm going to round the corners of all of these pieces. But I don't have to round all of them. I only need to round the top 2 corners. So we're going to round the top 2 of this one and the top 2 of this one to match. Right, like that. And we're going to do the same thing with this one. And the same thing with this one. Oh, I need to fix that one. It shifted on me. Okay, there's that one. And that one. For some reason that's not getting a clear rounded edge. Okay, perfect. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and adhere these together. The white shimmer paper goes on top and is centered so that the straight edges are together. That's interesting. That's a little bit higher than it probably should be, but that's okay. It'll be all right. I like seeing more color of the candle. There's that one. And here's this one. All right. Now we need to make some flames. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut several of these. I just pulled out some remnants from my scrap drawer of orange, different values of orange plus a gold. And so this is going to make up my flame. And so I'm going to just punch several of these to so that we can assemble some flames. And we only need 3 of each one. So since the only one I need for out of this one is the smallest, I'm going to try to just punch the smallest one. It's kind of hard to do when you've got 3 of these in here. And that's not going to happen, I don't think. So that's okay. And then we need some, this is going to be the widest one, I think. Okay. So grabbing my repositionable adhesive, I'm going to adhere the brightest orange on the outside and the more muted orange in the middle with the yellow or the gold at the base, just like that. And you don't have to make them all go the same direction. So we'll turn this one around going the other way. So there's 2, and let's see. Maybe we'll have this one going to the right as well. Oop, this one. Nope, this one's going to the left. Because I got that adhesive on the left side. Okay. All right, so there are our flames for our 3 candles. Okay, let me grab that base again. And we're going to go ahead and adhere our candles. And I'm using repositionable adhesive because I may need to lift these up and move them over just a little. So if I have to do that, I don't want to wreck my paper. And I'll be less likely to wreck my paper if I use repositionable adhesive. So I'm doing the outside two first, placing them just a little bit inside that border so that we can see the little pin dot border around the edge. Finnegan, it's okay, dude. All right, so we're gonna just lift this one up on the edge and lift this one up on the edge and scoot this guy down. So that this candle can be right on the border as well. And he's just barely tucked under each one of these candles. Right? Just like that. Okay. Now we're gonna do the same thing, although I think I'm going to pop the flames up with some foam squares. It just seems right to me. So I'm just going to add a couple foam squares to each one of these as we put those on. All right, there we go. Now those look like proper candles, don't they? Okay, so then we need to go ahead and put our border, or our laser border on. These candles go across here to show the mantle. And when we do that, we're only going to put adhesive across the bottom of this so that we can slide photos back behind there, because we want to be able to still add our photos to this page. So I'm just putting the base of this laser border right along the edge of where the papers come together, right where the candles meet. There, okay? Now, if you are celebrating Hanukkah, I would imagine that I don't know for sure, so please, if you celebrate that and I am wrong, please make sure you correct me in the comments. Kindly, of course, okay, because I just don't know. But I'm not going to add holly to a page that that may represent that sacred holiday for me. But I might add some bows across here. So we've got holly coming across the way that Sachi has designed this, and it's perfect for Christmas to do that. That's not a problem. But if you're going to use this for a different holiday, for Hanukkah or for Kwanzaa or for anything else that you might be wanting to celebrate at this time of year without it being related to Christmas, I'm envisioning that you probably would be okay with some bows. If that's inappropriate, I apologize. But I'm thinking bows would probably be okay. So I'm going to add, I have my CM bow punch here, and I'm just going to add some bows across the bottom of the mantelpiece so that it feels a little more finished. You could add some other embellishments down here. You could add photos down here. You could put two 3¼ by 5" photos here, and then add photos here as well. I think that would all be fantastic. So I'm just going to add bows, pop them up with foam squares so that they continue to add some dimension, and just kind of hang those quite literally from the mantle. But if you are Christian and you are celebrating Christmas, you may want to add some holly to your mantle. And like I said, please correct me if the people of the Jewish faith would add holly, but I don't know, because honestly, I don't know if they would or not. So I was just thinking maybe some bows would be cute and kind of finish off that line a little bit better. Somewhat like that. All right. Let me know what you think. I'm excited to hear how you feel about this, and if you think it's something that you will use. I know several people who are of the Christian faith, like I am, who really love learning about other people's faiths, and especially at Christmas time, because it's such a special time of year for all of us. So if you wouldn't mind sharing, I would love to learn. Thanks so much, and until next time, I hope you have many more creative moments. Have a great day.